Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new League of Myths episode. This episode will be featuring Bard. This is a very special League of Myths episode because on this one I'm going to be giving away an Arclight Vel'Koz skin. And winning it is very simple. Throughout this video, for a split second, the code is going to appear at a completely random spot, so make sure you're watching carefully. The first person on each server to find this code and use it will be the winner, so good luck. But let's go right into the first myth. This one is asking what happens if Bard uses his ultimate on a stealth target. In the first scenario, we'll test it with Teemo's passive, which has him stealth as long as he's standing still in one spot. Using Bard's ultimate on where he's stealth, it actually does not reveal him, even though the Teemo does still go into the stasis effect. But let's test it on a more common type of invisibility, for instance Twitch, one where the champion is able to walk around. I use my ultimate on Twitch where he's standing invisible, but the ultimate is not revealing him, even though he still goes into the Zhonya's type state. But what if we ulti the Twitch as he's about to come out of the invisibility? Will this ultimate delay the time that he comes out by any means? And just as he's about to come out, I throw my ultimate on him and he still comes out of his invisibility, so Bard's ultimate does not delay it. But let's check out what happens if we do the opposite. Let's use our ultimate on Twitch as he's about to go into stealth and see if that delays it. But as it happens in the video, you see the Twitch, even though he's in the Zhonya's type state, still goes into his invisibility. The next myth is asking, is Kalista able to ult people out of the portal and Bard ultimate? This one is quite straightforward. If a target is using Bard's E ability and going on the journey, can Kalista pop her ultimate as they're halfway and pull them right out? And you can see the answer is yes. And this type of thing can open a lot of potential jukes. But what if a target is within the Zhonya state from Bard's ultimate? Can Kalista ult them? And the answer is yes, even though the target still stays in the stasis effect. Because you saw how after I came out of the Kalista ultimate, I was still in the stasis state. The next myth submitted by Black Anola, is there a buff limit to Bard's passive collecting the chimes? So after spending about 70 minutes on this map walking around collecting these chimes, I have come to a conclusion. So Bard's passive every 5 chimes gives you a new type of effect. Every other 5 or every 10 chimes, it gives you flat bonus damage to your meeps. And this pattern continues on and on and on up until a certain point. Once it reaches 145 collected chimes, it gives you plus damage again to your meeps, but at 150, it still gives you bonus damage. And it seems after that point, it only gives you bonus damage and no longer gives any other types of bonuses to your meeps, for instance more splash damage, maybe extra slow. In terms of how many actual chimes you can pick up to the max limit, I have no idea because it took me 70 minutes just to collect 150, but the buffs added to the meeps stopped varying after the 145 mark. The next myth is gonna be asking, is it possible for Bard's ultimate to stop Rek'Sai, Nocturne, or Vi ultimate? So let's start things off with Rek'Sai's ultimate. I'm gonna be trying my best to time my ultimate to land just as she's flying right by me. And as she begins channeling her ultimate, I'd slow it down for you guys and you see I timed it just perfectly, landed my ultimate right as she was in the middle of it. But it had zero effect. Now let's test it with Vi's ultimate, and I know a lot of you are going to be saying in the champion spotlight it said that you cannot stop them, and what do you know, they were correct. But luckily for you guys, I know better, and there's something that the champion spotlight did not show you, because it actually is possible to stop her ultimate. And here's exactly how you want to do it. You want to cast your ultimate on the Vi as she's bringing the target up in the air, and then look at that, as it ends, the Vi's ultimate did no damage, effectively stopping it. And the final example is gonna be with Nocturne's ultimate, and much like Rek'Sai and part of Vi's ultimate, as I time it perfectly, it does not stop it. So maybe Bard's ultimate isn't as OP as we all thought it would be. Let us move on to the next myth. Is his ultimate blocked by Windwall or Braum's shield? This is probably the most basic question you can ask, but also one everyone must be thinking. And as you see it in the video, the answer is no. So it does seem like Bard's ultimate is programmed very similarly to Ziggs' ultimate. But let's also test it with Braum while having an ally behind him. So clearly his shield will not stop Bard's ultimate for himself or for his allies. But it looks like it still absorbs the 0 damage, which might mean he cannot fully absorb any other abilities. What happens if Vi or Nocturne ult a target as they take Bard's portal? So in the first scenario, Vi uses her ultimate on me, and just as she does that, I take the portal all the way to the other side, and it seems like she follows me for most of the way while still dealing the damage. Next, let us test it with Nocturne ultimate, and as we position ourselves, the Bard pops his tunnel, goes right through it, and it kinda glitches out. I mean, you saw the Nocturne touch the Bard as if he's about to damage him, but no damage went through. Alright, well maybe we went a little too early, so let's wait just a second longer. And this one does seem to work a lot better as the Nocturne follows Bard all the way to the other side while also damaging him. And on to the next myth. Is Bard ultimate able to stop the fountain laser? So for this one, myself and Thresh will be going through the portal right into the enemy base. The laser hits the Thresh first, giving me enough time to cast my ultimate right on top of the fountain laser, but it had no effect. Can Anivia's wall or J4's ultimate stop Bard's E, or can Bard's E be used on their terrain? So we start things off to see if Anivia's wall can block someone as they're going on their journey, but the answer is no. Alright, well, what if Anivia puts her wall at the end of someone's journey? Do they get stuck? And as you see in this example, I go right in the middle of the wall, unable to move anywhere until the wall melts down. Probably an unintentional glitch. It does seem like the wall placed at a certain area will prevent the target from taking the portal. For people wondering, Bard's E cannot be used on Anivia's wall, yet for some reason his Q can be, which is kinda strange. Next up we have Jarvan, and the first thing we wanted to test was if it's possible to stop Jarvan mid-ultimate. But as you see by the text cannot be disabled, the answer is no. And quite unfortunately, just like Anivia's wall, Bard is unable to use his E on Jarvan's terrain. And the final myth, what happens if a stealth target takes the portal? Can you see them? This, in my opinion, was one of the cooler ones because it opens so much potential to outplays and jukes. So check this one out. As I put the portal on this wall, the Twitch activates his Q, goes inside the portal, and he instantly disappears halfway through. Which does mean that if the Twitch was invisible to begin with, he can take the portal without anyone on the enemy team knowing. Pretty crazy stuff. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this special episode of League of Myths featuring Bard. If you did enjoy, throw in a like, share it with your friends, check out the previous episodes of this series and my other videos as well. Congratulations to anyone that found the code of the Vel'Koz skin, and I hope to see you guys for the next video. Peace!